Yeah, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, Leon. Good morning, great to see you. And my friend Rack to go, good to see you as well. Oh, thought I was getting some feedback there. Yeah, man, it's Wednesday morning. Wow, I think I need my coffee, although I don't drink coffee. But it's Wednesday morning. It's hump day, baby. It's the best day of the week, right? Doesn't matter how the week got started. Here we are. We're at the middle of the week, and we have to find a way to get over the hump to finish the week strong. So it's always great to be able to connect and hang out with you. Yes, I miss you from last week as well, but the show must go on. So I'm back. And the last time we spoke, I mentioned I wanted to share some thoughts with you on something I had in my book, about the three kinds of people, right? And so my book, by the way, Keep on Pushing Hot Lessons from Cool Runnings, is available on my website. Let me pull up my banner here. But yeah, man, available on my website. I'm messing up here. Sorry, guys. Here we are. DevonHarris.com. Thought I'd make it as easy as possible for you to find it. So you can get this at DevonHarris.com. And I'm sorry, my friends over on Instagram, you can't see the banners, but www.devonharris.com. And if you order a copy, you can use a discount code, LIVE, LIVE, and you will get a 20% discount. So LIVE at devonharris.com. Yeah, and you'll get a discount. So yeah, we were talking last time I was on, and as I said, I mentioned I wanted to share some thoughts with you on the three kinds of people that we have in life. Now, when I talk about keep on pushing, obviously it has a bobsled analogy, right? That's how you start the race, right? And to I'm going to say the uninitiated, the person who doesn't know anything about the sport, they will see one massive action, but it's actually a process. A 4-man sled weighs 650 pounds. And so, yes, it needs a massive amount of energy to get that baby moving, right? To get over that initial inertia. But if you were to put in that massive energy at the start and then start pushing, theoretically, the sled could stop. So no, you have to keep on pushing because the goal is to get to maximum speed in as short a time as possible. And in a way, even as you're heading down the track, you're still pushing because you have to deal with the ice conditions and the weather conditions and the twists and turns of the track. And you're also trying to do better than what you did previously, right? On the run earlier that day or a previous day. You're always trying to do better. So that to me reminds me of the success journey of life. The fact that you always have to be striving. You always have goals, obstacles, always have goals to pursue for sure, but there are always obstacles standing between you and your goals. And part of the way in which you equip yourself to get past those obstacles, those hurdles, deal with those setbacks is by growth, by continuously growing, right? So keep on pushing is also about growth, about your personal growth, but also your ability to help the people and the organizations around you grow. And yes, of course, to push past the obstacles that are standing in your way. So what I found, and I draw these analogies obviously between bobsledding and life. There are three kinds of people I have discovered, I have concluded. So let's talk about them. The first set are the non-starters, right? And these are the people in life who refuse to take to the track. The bobsled track is there, the track of life is there, and they don't want any part. They won't want any part of it because they know that, man, the road up ahead is challenging, right? Life is challenging, and the only thing they can think about are the challenges. Every time an opportunity arises, every time there's a chance for them to go do something great, every time there's a chance for them to make their lives better in any way, shape, or form, all they can think about is how difficult that journey is going to be, all the challenges, all the obstacles that are standing in their way. Right. And so those are the people who maybe they were in a relationship and they got their heart broken. And they go, I'm done with men, or I will never commit to another woman, or they, started a business and it failed. And like, see, I knew it, I shouldn't have done it. Whatever it is, they think only of the challenges and they allow themselves to become crippled by fear. Right. No, it's not that, and I think I mentioned this last time. It's not that there's any one of us who has no fear. There's no such thing as a fearless person, right? Some of us may act in a fearless way, but it's not because that person without fear. Every single person has fear. And in the same way that every single person has oxygen in their lungs, right? Keeps them alive. The person who acts, quote unquote, fearless, act without fear, is demonstrating what we call courage, which is simply being scared to death anyway, but doing it, facing your fears, feeling the fear, but taking action, knowing that, I might fail, I might crash, I might get hurt, I might lose my investment in my business, and it scares me, but I'm going to do it anyway. No, not the non-starters. They're not doing that, man. They're like, you know what? There's just too much uncertainty. There's just too much risk involved. So although there's so much promise and potential that life offers to all of us, the non-starters abandon the promises. They do. They're just like, you know what? I'm staying over here. I'm holding on to my little principle. I'm going to protect my little heart. Whatever it is, they abandon all the promises that life offers to them. So they live very compromised lives, actually. They're living way below the potential that they have. So those are the non-starters. Then there are the joggers. Let's talk about the joggers. The joggers, yeah, they do turn up at the start. They do take to the track. But what do? Well, they do what their name suggests. They jog. They jog, man. They figure that if they leave the top of a bobsled, let's talk about bobsledding for a minute. Listen, whether you leave the top of the track fast or slowly, the potential of you crashing still exists. It doesn't matter how fast you're going. Each turn is still perilous. And that's the thing that joggers in life don't recognize, right? They leave the top of the track. And Victor, great to see you. Slowly, tepidly, those people kind of, dip their toe in the water, so to speak, before they commit, right? Because they're trying to play it safe. That's what it is. Let me pull this up. They are trying to play it safe, and they figure that if they don't push with all their might, then they minimize the risk of failing. They minimize, or if they don't go all the way in with all their chips, they minimize the risk of them losing their money. If they don't commit fully to the relationship and give their all to it, they minimize the risk of them getting hurt, right? If they, it's kind of warped thinking. They don't recognize that life doesn't care. Life does not care. The track up ahead doesn't care. Each turn is just as perilous, whether you're all in or you're halfway in, right? So that's what they do. They just, forgive me as I try to find my banners. Right. So they're playing it safe, and they make these half-hearted attempts. Right? Listen, if you make half-hearted attempts, you get half-assed results. Plain and simple. You can't expect to get amazing results, excellent results, by only putting in a little bit, right? By In elementary school, they told me, man, anything that is worth doing is worth doing well. So if you're going to do it, put your heart into it, put your all into it. Stop jogging. Stop making this half-ass attempts, because that's all you're going to get. And then what happened? Mentally great. What happens at the end? They don't really succeed. And then they live their lives by the mantra, well, at least we tried. That's BS, man. You didn't really try. Yeah, you turned up. I guess you're saying, hey, 80% of success is showing up. Well, okay, I give you kudos for that, but the remaining 20% is really important. You got to put some effort into it, man. The elbow grease, as I call it, right? So the joggers, just like the non-starters, live very compromised lives. They see other people succeeding, and they go, oh my God, he's so lucky. She's so lucky. They're not lucky. They were working, right? You had the same opportunities as well, but you chose to be half-assed because at least you tried, right? So you live very compromised lives, and you're very miserable. Sometimes, even resentful because you see other people succeeding, and in your mind you are trying as well, and you're not succeeding. No, you're not trying as hard as you could. So those are the joggers. Then we have the pushers, baby, the pushers. Yeah, these are the studs, just like you, man. These are the people who they turn up at the start and they push. They're like balls to the wall kind of attitude. They're going to go after it, right? Now, doesn't mean that the track is any safer. Doesn't mean that they may not lose all their investment. Doesn't mean that they may not get hurt. Doesn't mean that they may not get fired. It doesn't mean any of that. That doesn't mean that they are fearless. I just told you that there's no such thing as a fearless person. So what's the difference? I promise you, man. And I tell people all the time, and they think I'm joking. I'm not joking. I am scared of speed and height. Yep, I am. Maybe I have a screw loose because I'm a 3-time Olympic bobsledder. It's, again, you're scared, but you do it anyway. That's the only way you're going to have a chance at achieving your goals. I'm under no illusion that I'm a world-class sprinter, right? No illusion. And I remember years ago, 1991, I think, we had a guy on our team. This guy was no slouch. This guy won a silver medal at the Olympic Games, right? So he's no slouch, right? I was running faster than him at the start of the race, pushing the sled. He was tiptoeing, right? He was being a jogger because he was scared. And I was balls to the wall. And that's kind of what you need to be. It's not, don't want to necessarily use a phrase, throwing caution to the wind. But when you have a goal, man, you really have to commit. If you hope to achieve it, you really, really have to throw caution to the wind. You have to go balls to the wall. You have to be willing to work. You have to be willing to, and that's one of the character traits of pushers. They dedicate themselves to a lifetime of growth and personal development. Last week, we mentioned Bruce Lee, or the week before, who said that the quality of I'm messing up the quote here now, of a high character human being is their sincere and honest development of their potential, their full potential. That's what pushers do. And that's what I'm challenging and encouraging you to do, that you have to make a sincere and honest effort to develop yourself, right? To reach your full potential. And so, yeah, pushers are possibility thinkers. right? They're curious. I think that's that's my word there, right? You have to remain curious. You have to go, whoa, I wonder what would happen if I tried this, if I went over here, if I pushed myself, if I learned these skills, if I developed these skills over here, if I acquire this knowledge. I wonder what would happen. What would happen? Aren't you curious to know what it is that you could possibly accomplish in your life if you just try, if you just went to the start and you just pushed, right? That's what we're thinking when we're standing at the start. And I wonder how fast we can go if we just pushed as hard as we can and stop worrying about the possibility of crashing. You have, which is one of the things I love about driving a bobsled, way more than being a brakeman in the back. I control my own destiny, man. I am the guy at the control. I am the guy steering the sled. And it doesn't matter how precarious, how scary those turns are, how fast I'm hitting them, I still have control. Yeah, sometimes I mess up. Sometimes I crash. Well, welcome to life. You take that baby back to the top and you go again, right? Because the possibility exists that you could go even faster, you could do even better. And so, yes, in life, you may get fired, you may lose your job, you may get dumped like a bad habit. It happens, you know that. But life goes on, right? You get criticized, you get ridiculed. Well, life goes on. You just keep on pushing. So those are your choices, my friends. Are you going to be a non-starter? Oh, that's too scary. I'm not going down there. That thing looks too scary. Are you going to be a jogger? Are you going to go, well, all right, let me try. Let me tiptoe. Maybe if I don't go too hard, if I don't commit myself fully, I'll be able to get through. No, it's not going to work, because in the end, you're going to feel like you're making all this effort and you're not getting great results. And you're going to be resentful and envious and frustrated. So that doesn't work. But you can be a pusher. You can decide, you know what, I'm going to go for this, man. Win, lose, or draw. More than likely, you're going to win, because even if you don't get the results that you're after, guess what? You would have learned something. You'd have learned a lesson. Right, Wendy? You'd have learned something. And you can use that to develop, because your job is to embark on this process of lifelong learning and development, just as Bruce Lee says, right? So those are your choices. Those are your choices. Non-starters, joggers, pushers. I know you're all pushers. That's why you're here this morning. And I thank you for joining us. So yeah, those are the thoughts I wanted to share with you. You know, it's in this book here. Keep on Pushing: Hot Lessons from Cool Runnings. And you can get it on my website, devonharris.com. And if you enter the discount code LIVE, L-I-V-E, because right now we're live, baby. So enter that code and yeah, you'll get a 20% discount. And if you leave a note in your order, or you send me an email separately, I'll be only too happy to autograph it before you get it. Yeah, man. So those are the thoughts, my friend. Those are the ideas I wanted to share with you this week as we work to get over the hump. Hopefully you find it valuable. Hey, next week, invite a friend. Invite a friend and get them to invite a friend. And in the meantime, feel free to share this with your friends, all your contacts. Until we connect next week, yep, you know the deal. Keep on pushing.